everyone, welcome back to High Tech Fun Study channel. So in this session we're gonna learn about class 9th Max chapter 1, which is number system. So let us start. Introduction to number system. So now we're gonna learn about the introduction of this chapter. So number system is a writing system used for expressing the numbers. Okay, so number system usually we have to write this number system. It's usually a writing system which is used for expressing about the numbers and their number lines and various things about them. So a number is a mathematical object used to count, label, and measure. So we usually count the numbers or label the numbers or measure the numbers. So we use for these three things the numbers, and we usually use for many different things also. So if we take measure, we can use it as in centimeters, meters. We express some numbers like, right. Also we express like 5 kilometers, like that. So this is about the introduction to number system and real numbers. So if we see this normal image here we can see that natural numbers are there, and above that whole numbers, above that integers, above that rational numbers, and beside we also see irrational numbers, right? So these natural numbers to rational numbers we have learned is all things in 8th class. Now in this 9th class we are going to learn about irrational numbers and real numbers. So actually the whole natural numbers to irrational numbers belongs to real numbers. Both rational numbers and irrational numbers come under to real numbers only. So each and every number is known as the real number. We will be learning that in the next sessions. Okay. So now let us start with the types of numbers. All count in the types of numbers we will have first one, which is natural numbers. Okay. Natural numbers means all counting numbers are called natural numbers. All counting numbers means don't think even zero. Okay, natural numbers only start with 1 and they can go till infinity. Okay, so these natural numbers are denoted by the symbol n. So natural numbers are represented here in this number line like this: 1 2 3 4 5 till infinity. They are represented in the number line. So what is number line? Number line is used to express the numbers, whatever numbers are there, like natural numbers, whole numbers, integers, fractions, real rational numbers, irrational numbers, which are all together form of the real numbers. So each and every real number can be expressed in a number line, so that we can understand also each and every thing where each and every number will it be there in the number line. So we have learned about natural numbers. Now the next type of numbers is whole numbers. So the group of natural numbers including 0 is called whole numbers. So natural numbers means 1 2 3 5 3 4 5 till infinity, right? So whole numbers means if we add 0 before the 1, means before the whole numbers if we add a 0, then that is called whole numbers. So this whole numbers is denoted by the symbol W. So 0 is a very powerful number because if we multiply any number with 0, it becomes 0, right? If we subtract any number with 0, we get the same number itself. And if we divide any number with 0, we get if we divide anything like a by 0, the value will be undefined, right? So 0 by a can be done, but anything by 0 is undefined, right? So 0 is a very powerful number. All natural numbers are called whole numbers because 1 to infinity, all these numbers are natural numbers which also come under whole numbers, but all whole numbers are not natural numbers because natural number doesn't contain 0, which will be there compulsory in whole numbers. So whole numbers are represented here in the number line like this, from starting from 0 till infinity. Next type of numbers are integers, right? So integers means the collection of all whole numbers and negatives of all natural numbers or counting numbers are called integers. If we see here 0, if we take 0 also as a negative of 0, can we do negative of 0? No, 0 is neither positive nor negative. So integers, the collection of all whole numbers. Whole numbers start from 0, right? So all 0 1 2 3 till infinity, and negatives of all natural numbers like -1 -2 -3 till minus infinity also it can be there, right? Or counting numbers. Natural numbers are also called as counting numbers, right? So these are all called integers, means the collection of negative numbers also with positive numbers, means what, the collection of whole numbers and negatives of natural numbers are called integers. So these are denoted or expressed by the symbols Z or I. All whole numbers are integers, but all integers are not whole numbers. all whole numbers are of course integers, right? Whole number contains 0 onwards, even integers contain 0 onwards till infinity also, right? So their all whole numbers are considered as integers, but all integers are not considered as whole numbers. Also, all integers are not considered as natural numbers, because in integers, if we see, there are negative integers. All right, negative integers are also there here in the integers, but while we look at the whole numbers, there are no negative numbers, and also in the natural numbers there are no negative numbers, right? So that's why we tell that all integers are not considered as whole numbers and natural numbers. Here, why we are taking z, I means I we can denote with integers, because integers first letter is I, so we can denote integers with capital I. But why we are taking capital Z? Z is equals to Zalin. Okay, it's Greek or some other country's word. So that's why we use it as like that, Zalin. So it means counting numbers. That's why we use for denoting integers as capital Z or capital I. So examples of integers or Zalin numbers are -3, -2, -1, 0, 1, 2, 3 till infinity. Any numbers it can be. Okay. So integers represented on the number line are as follow. You can see here. If we take 0, 0 is the point of the origin, means it can neither be the positive number, neither can be the negative number also. So it's not having any symbol on it. But while we come to positive integers, the positive integers are placed on the right side, while as the negative integers are placed in the left side of the number line. I mean of the 0. Zero's right side is a positive integers, zero's left side is a negative integers. So here we can see that when we look at the positive integers, when we go till 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 like that, the value will be increased in the positive integers. While we go to -1, -2, -3, here the value will be decreased because the negative integers, right? So if we see here, in the positive integers, if we have a question like 1 is greater or 2 is greater, we of course tell 2 is greater, because here the value increases. But in the negative integers, if they ask -1 is greater or -2 is greater, we tell -1 is greater, because here the value will be decreased. Means if you come from -100, -100 is not greater than -100, -99. Like that, the value will be decreased. Like the value will be decreased in negative integers, the value will be increased in the positive integers. So this is all about integers. Now we are going to learn about rational numbers. So these are very important numbers in the number system, rational numbers. So these numbers are the numbers that can be represented in the form of P by Q, where P and Q are integers and Q is not equal to 0 are called rational numbers. So here, numbers which can be expressed in the P by Q form, means fractional form, P by Q form, but where Q will not be 0, because anything by 0 is undefined. If you take some number, like if you take 2 by 0, how many times you do also, if you take 2 by 0 and you try to do the division once, 0 you will be having, and you will be having 2, right? So 0 zeros are 0, 2, you will get the same number. That will be never ending. So it's non-defined. Anything by 0 is non-defined. So if you take 0 by 2, we can find out the value, right? You can keep 0 here in the middle place, and you can subtract, you can divide it with 2. So how many times is that? 2 zeros are 0. So 0 is a remainder and it will be completed, right? So that's why anything by 0 is undefined. So that's why we tell that Q is not equal to 0. So where the numbers which can be represented in the form of P by Q, and P and Q are equal to integers. They should be integers. Otherwise, they are not considered as rational numbers. They should be integers, plus they should be in the P by Q form, plus the Q should not be equal to 0. Right? P can be the equal to the 0, but Q cannot be equal to the 0. So these are called rational numbers. And the word rational came from the word ratio. We've learnt about ratio, right? Fractions can be converted into ratios. Ratios can be converted into also decimals. We've learned this in the 8th class. So it is this rational numbers are denoted in by the letter Q, and Q is taken from the word quotient, right? If we take the quotient is the answer, right, for any division. Remainder is not the answer usually. Quotient is only the answer which we give the in any value answer, right? If they ask 2 divided by 3 also, we will write only the quotient. We won't write the remainder in the answer. So like that, Q, quotient, is denoted by Q. Rational numbers is denoted by Q. And all integers are rational numbers. So all integers are rational numbers, but all rational numbers are not integers, right? We have learned this already, right? Rational numbers is not equal to integer. Rational numbers are all rational numbers are not integers. All integers are not whole numbers. All whole numbers are not rational numbers. But when we come into the natural numbers onwards, all natural numbers are whole numbers, all whole numbers are integers, all integers are rational numbers. It will come like that. Why? Because in rational numbers we can keep by anything. In integers, 1 by 1 only can be there, minus 2 by 1 only can be there. But in rational numbers, the denominator can be anything, even 100 also it can be, even it can be many other numbers also. So that's why all rational numbers are not equal to integers, but all integers are equal to rational numbers. Example 1 by 2, 3, minus 4, 3 by 2, etc. Rational numbers also include natural numbers, whole numbers, and integers. This can be explained using following example. You can take example minus 16, right? It can be written as minus 16 by 1. P is equal to minus 16 and Q is equal to 1. Therefore, the rational numbers also include whom? The natural numbers, the whole numbers, and integers. So, rational numbers are also real numbers. Okay, so time to recap. So, we will recap each and everything now. So, here if you see, here is the number line. From 1 to the infinity are the natural numbers. From 0 to the infinity are whole numbers, and 0 is the point of origin. In the integers, from 1 to infinity are the 0. From the 0, right side is considered as positive integers, left side is considered as negative integers. From positive integers, the value increases, from the negative integers, value decreases. So this is what we've learned, and these all numbers, this minus 1, 0, 1, 2, 3, these all infinity are rational numbers only. These are all numbers here. Alright, so thank you for watching this session. If you understand, please comment with me and comment all the doubts and questions you have. And if you like it, please do like it, share it with your friends and family members, and don't forget to subscribe and click the bell icon. Thank you for watching this video.